Hey, what's up, everybody? It's JG from the T.O.P. Today is February 20th, Tuesday, and we are here for Tuesday Night Smackdown review. First off, I just want to welcome everybody back and thank everybody for tuning in. Like always, you guys are amazing fans, and we can't thank you enough. Um, also, go ahead and follow us on Facebook, The Outsiders Podcast. Follow us on Twitter at ClickPod. Also, follow me individually at The Legend 95A. Don't forget about Podomatic, iTunes. Remember, guys, we are literally everywhere. So go ahead and follow us. But we are here to talk about SmackDown. So, what happened on tonight's show as we build, well, as we lead into the Elimination Chamber? As we all know, the Chamber is this weekend, but SmackDown obviously doesn't have a show doesn't do anything for the Chamber. They're going to have theirs at Fast Lane following that. To me, that's just kind of a waste, especially so close to Mania. But hey, you gotta do what you gotta do, I guess. So tonight's show, we start off with AJ Styles coming down to the ring, talking about how easy he could lose the title. He could lose the title with various different pinfalls, situations, as we know in the five-way. Um, and I really hope none of that goes down. But at this point, Baron Corbin comes out. And of course, he starts rattling on about how he has AJ's number. And then AJ mentions that if Sammy and KO didn't mess up the week before, Baron wouldn't even be in the five-way. So KO comes out after that talking about how Sammy held him back. I really like what they did with Sammy and KO tonight. We'll get a little bit more into that a little bit later. So KO comes out, says his spiel, and after this, we finally get our first match of the night, which is KO versus Dolph Ziggler. I enjoyed it. Thought a few, there were a few good spots in the match. It was definitely entertaining, had a decent pace to it, mm, clean-ish. They could have absolutely done better. I think this could definitely been match of the night, but it's definitely the first match to start off the night. And what's so cool about this match is that towards the end, Sami Zayn's music hits. Of course, it distracts Dolph, and Dolph receives a super kick to the back of his head, courtesy of KO. KO gets the 1, 2, 3. Sammy comes out. KO has that look of what's going on here, look on his face. They embrace, go to the back. Then we have a little segment with KO and Dolph, or sorry, KO and Sammy. And KO's going to apologize, and Sammy starts talking about how no, he should be the one to apologize. If it wasn't for KO, he would still be in that same complacent area he was before when he was a heel. But now, since he's with KO, he understands what he needs to do, and he actually says that at Fastlane, the two of them will take everybody out individually or together, and then at the end, Sammy will lay down and do the right thing to let KO pin him. It's a good build up. I think this is gonna build up to their Mania match. Obviously, Sammy's definitely not gonna lay down and let KO pin him. But I did like what they were doing with that tonight. Obviously, as you guys know, I really love KO and Sammy, and I really like them doing the heel thing. I think they could have worked this so Daniel Bryan could actually be the one in cahoots, making sure they were staying on top. But at this point, I don't think it's going that route. Obviously, we know there's some kind of build up for the Daniel Bryan, Shane McMahon at Mania, and let's be honest, if they blow the potential to have this, then that's on them. I mean, all the writing's on the wall. We definitely have the storyline built up. It's just about the execution at this point. So then then we're about to go to commercial break, and they take you backstage, put a close up on Jinder, and then we come back from commercial break. Jinder's in the ring. Um, Jinder starts talking about Bobby Roode and how Bobby Roode is proclaiming himself to be the next legend killer, to be better than Randy Orton. This and that. Bobby Roode comes down to the ring. Uh, Obviously, pretty irritated. Nobody ever wants to be compared to anybody else, especially the glorious, glorious one. And obviously, they proceed to have a back and forth. Pretty much all Bobby's saying during this point is that's not any of the comments that he had said at all. And then we hear the Viper's music strike. Viper comes down, and this kind of bummed me out. Randy comes down, and he receives the glorious DDT, which I thought was phenomenal. Bobby's watching his back because, of course, he's got to worry about where Jinder and the Singh brothers are at. And the Jinder comes up behind him with the Colossus. Jinder finishes this segment, the only man left standing. I didn't have a problem with Randy receiving the glorious DDT, but I wish they would have also done it to Jinder as well. But obviously, we got Jinder standing over the top. I don't think Jinder's going to win this title. I think they blew their chance at the tourney. I think, if anything, you have Jinder win it at the U.S. Championship tourney. And then at Mania, that's when you have Bobby Roode win his first title. And then later that night, you have Shinsuke win his first WWE Championship. Um, I think that would have definitely been a better way to go with this, but I mean, it's just one of those things. I mean, let's be honest. It's the go home show. Everybody's not giving their best work. I'm not going to say this was the worst show, but I didn't think it was a good show at all. And just throughout, you could definitely tell. Um, so after we have Jinder in the ring, we cut to backstage to Shane and Daniel segment, and Daniel's talking about he wants it to be a three-way. Shane's talking about, well, it should be clear as day that it should be Randy Orton versus Bobby Roode for the U.S. Championship. Shane states he doesn't trust that just Daniel's making bad judgment. Daniel doesn't take light of this at all. Just kind of gives him one of them smart ass comments like "you know best, boss," and Shane proclaims that we're gonna see Roode versus Orton. I don't I don't know what they're doing with this. You have an opportunity here to really build Roode up. So I understand why you're having him in the match with Randy, but honestly, this is something where it would be better for him and Jinder. I don't really see Randy in this role at this time. For me, honestly, and you guys know, I absolutely love Randy, but I would love for Randy just to take a back seat for a while. Just chill, stay in the shadows. Like, I don't even want to see you. I would rather see the Jinder Bobby Roode match, even though that's not saying much because we all know Jinder's got his issues inside the ring. I still like the Jinder character. He's just bad in the ring. You got to do more with him. I don't know, build him up. I don't really know what you do at this point. I just kind of think this is one of those wasted matches you have to have. It would have been cooler to see somebody like hmm, maybe an Adam Cole come out of nowhere and still be on the NXT show, but challenge Roode at Mania for the U.S. Championship, and then you could have had Roode put him through multiple different challenges, and you could have brought back the heel Roode, which is for me that's what I want to see. I can't handle this babyface Roode. Every week I listen to JD from NY. I mean, he constantly saying, he's over the baby face Roode, and I am as well. I need to see the heel Roode. That's what makes it work. This kissing the baby stuff and being the guy, it's just making me sick. If anything, it'd be kind of cool if they did end up doing the three-way and you found out Jinder and Bobby were in cahoots, and that's how we got the spin back to Bobby being a heel. Because as we know right now, Randy Orton's a babyface. So I guess there's definitely a few different things that can go in this route, guys. But are they gonna do this? What's the WWE gonna give us? I guess we'll have to wait and see what creative decides on this. Hopefully, it's entertaining. I'll be honest, at this point, I am not looking forward to this at all. And next, we have, and for me, the show was blah, but it moved quick. Um, I just kept looking it up, and next thing I know, it's 6:30. Next thing I know, it's 7:30. Next thing I know, we're at the end of the show. So it was kind of crazy. At this point, we are actually pretty close to the end of the show. Um, I mean, we're definitely winding down. So at this point, we do have a six-way women's tag match. I swear we just seen it last night on Raw. This match did absolutely nothing for me, and it actually had quite a long time. I think it was about the 15 to 20 minute range match on this. Um, we have Charlotte, Becky, and Naomi versus the Riot Squad. I'm sitting here and I'm watching it with a friend, and my friend is not into wrestling at all. Hasn't seen it since they were younger, and I mean just not in it at all. And we're watching it, and there's different points where, I mean, you can absolutely tell the wrestling is extremely sloppy. So I'm making a couple comments here and there. And lo and behold, they look over and they're like, "Yeah, it's extremely sloppy." And you know, that's what sucks is when not you're trying to bring somebody back to being a fan of the sport, but you just getting somebody to watch. Maybe it'll bring back some nostalgia for them. Maybe they'll tune in a few more episodes. Who knows? Maybe it'll get them hooked. They'll come back, and then hey, we got another viewer watching the programming. But I always try to do this for a lot of different friends of mine who just aren't interested at all, and a lot of them do sit there and they'll watch it with me, and they'll be entertaining matches, and they'll be like, you know, that was really good. I really enjoyed myself there. But to see what we saw in that six-woman tag, I mean, it really wasn't that interesting at all. We have Ruby Riot winning with the Riot kick to Becky Lynch. Charlotte's gonna come back in. Ruby slides out of the ring. Nothing really out of the ordinary here. Ruby signals to Charlotte. You know, she's got one out of the three down. So she's still got to take down Naomi and Charlotte. But like I said, this was just something that just fell flat. It really wasn't entertaining. I tried. I really tried everything to get entertained and really get into this match, but for some reason, I really couldn't. So after this ends, we cut back to backstage. We see New Day walking through the back before we cut to commercial break, handing the employees flapjacks, of course, because you know we're on the flapjack train right now. And we come back from commercial. They proceed to head out to the ring, pouring out the Booty-O cereal instead of it being cereal. It's flapjacks. I got a little chuckle. My friend that was watching with me got a little bit of a chuckle. Thought it was hilarious. Wondered what was going on. So you know, we give the little explanation there, and we're gonna see a this is gonna lead up to a rematch from last week. So it's gonna be the New Day versus Shelton and Gable. Um, very entertaining matches. I absolutely love watching Gable perform suplexes. He actually reminds me of a New Age Taz when it comes to his suplexes because of how well they're done. Watching with my friend, as I was saying before, and they were extremely entertaining. There were a couple of them, especially when he T-boned Big E. They were absolutely just flabbergasted. Like, wow, Dan, that's a big boy. And, you know, explain, you know, he's an Olympic wrestler. Boy's very talented, very skilled, very strong. Lot of, lot of strength in that compact body of his. And once again, they put on a really good match tonight. I mean, nothing over the top, nothing to call home about, just a really good match. Um, ends with, so we get Big E. Towards the end of the match, we get Big E over on the turnbuckle. Sheldon goes for the power bomb. You know we're gonna go for the power bomb bulldog combo. They go ahead and pull it off, but when they pull it off, Kofi's actually on the ring using heel tactics, completely 100% distracting the ref. Ref's over there, obviously, due to the distraction. We were able to get Gable out of the ring. Xavier Woods hits the Shining Star on Shelton Benjamin. We get the 1, 2, 3. Like I said, match. Quick. I wish for me, I wish this would have just took more time over the 6 woman tag match. It was more entertaining, a lot of fun spots in this match. It was quick, as I said before. So I mean, I enjoyed this, and then I definitely enjoy how they're following up the New Day matches with the and the Usos with the Bludgeon Brothers coming out. So immediately after the New Day gets the win, the Bludgeon Brothers come out. New Day's hurt and stand off the side. Uh, Luke and Luke and Eric come down. They're gonna go past him, and in previous weeks they've just haven't acknowledged anybody they're walking past at all. But tonight you see Rowan turn for a second, acknowledge the New Day, but Harper grabs him, so they go back to the ring. This quickest match of the night, it's just a complete beatdown squash match. I enjoy what they're doing with them right now. This is where I thought they should have been with when they were with the Wyatt family still. This dominant. I like the fact that they're putting them in squash matches against local guys just to get the quick beat down, get the win, and just show the total demolition these guys can cause. Uh, these are some big intimidating boys, and I mean when you put them in these matches like it is tonight, it only builds to that credibility for this. I don't want to foresee it for the longest. I would like to see them continue to do the same thing to some of the lower tier top tag teams out there. Like, let's get Ethan and Rhino back together, let them run through them real quick. Um, at some point, I would even like to see them run, like, they catch a New Day off guard and just completely run through them in a match. Matches may be over in 2 minutes, completely destroy all three of them. Double team Big E off the bat, then they single-handedly eliminate Kofi and Xavier. I think something like that would be cool. I think it would really build up to a great feud with the Usos. As you guys know, I think the Usos are the best tag team in the world today. So I would definitely like to see if the Bludgeon Brothers now will lead to something with the Usos later. Are we going to get to see the Usos once again prove their dominance over a destructive tag team? Or are we going to just see more of the New Day versus the Usos? Which, don't get me wrong, they put on phenomenal A++ matches that I have no problem. I could definitely continue to watch those matches. But for the tag team division over in SmackDown, it'd be good to see some other teams included. Also, in the complete beatdown and utter destruction, you can continue to throw Fandango in there. And, maybe have Luke and Eric come out and interfere in. Actually, maybe let them face Rusev and Aiden, and that'd be Raw. I don't know. I don't know. Just let's continue their domination for now. Let's see where you can actually end up taking this. By this point, we're actually wound down. Last match of the night. One I was looking most forward to: AJ Styles versus Baron Corbin for the main event. For me, I love any match that AJ puts on. I mean, obviously he's the phenomenal one. He's the best in the world. He's the best at what he does. There's a reason he is the champ. I like how I like the work he did with Corbin tonight. I thought tonight was probably one of the best matches they have had together. I thought they worked really well. There were a few points where Corbin was just in complete dominance and control. I really liked that. Show that dominant side. Of course, you always show the champion's a fighter, scrapper. Regardless, he's gonna do whatever it takes to try to pull out that dub. I see multiple flying phenomenal forearms. Match was actually finished on the phenomenal forearm tonight, but we'll get to that here in a second. I just really liked what they did in this match. Through and through, from start to finish, it was pretty good. Definitely above average. A lot better than some of the previous stuff they've done together. Corbin is definitely coming into his own. I think week by week he's sounding a little bit better on the mic, which is huge. I mean, all we want to see is that you're constantly improving. I don't expect him to be a superstar overnight, but I guarantee you within the next year, year and a half, this man can definitely be a superstar, if not a champion. Um, to be honest, I think if Roman does end up winning the title and he is our champ going forward, man, him and Corbin might be able to do some good work together next year at Mania. And what a better way to put it on another young stud coming up in the game. Now I know Aaron's had multiple chances. He had the IC belt. He had his money in the bank, and obviously, Creative's not feeling the full support to back him, which it seems like they do at times, and then all of a sudden they stop it. I don't want to see a Braun Strowman type of thing. What I would like to see them do with uh, Baron's character is just make him go more of the sinister melodic, sinister. What's the word I'm looking for? What's the word? Not devious. Methodical, methodical heel, like constantly plotting his attacks, showing up, and not in the bronze point where he just completely dominates him. I mean, add some creativity to it. Hell, I could care less if he carried out somebody, threw him in the back of the trunk, drove off, and I don't know. There's a lot of things you could definitely do with Baron at this point. You need to do something. You need to keep this just kind of going. From tonight, he had a really good showing against AJ. I don't feel it hurt his stock at all. If anything, I definitely think it helped prove more of a case that hey, he's definitely showing more and more each week that he definitely belongs in the big leagues, not only in the big leagues, in the upper tier of the card. So hopefully we continue to get good work from these guys. AJ Style wins with a phenomenal forearm. Right after this, Sammy and KO hit the ring, attack AJ. Crazily enough, after they get AJ out the ring, Baron Corbin helps AJ out and hits the end of days on Sammy and KO. More of just, the lone wolf thing, like you ain't gonna attack me. But I definitely thought it was a nice way to bring the show to an end with Baron Corbin standing strong with a ring full of fallen competitors. So that's your Tuesday night SmackDown review. I know it's kind of quick. Like I said, it's kind of one of those basic shows building up to the go home. Um, well, I guess not really building up to their go home, Fast Lane, which is still kind of far away. But I don't know. We're in the infancy stages. Honestly, it's a wasted pay per view. But I guess it's a pay per view and more matches for us to enjoy when we have nothing else to enjoy on a Sunday. So I don't know. I guess we'll see where we go from here. Didn't see Shinsuke tonight, which was phenomenal. I really don't want to see Shinsuke too much before Fastlane. Maybe an interview here. I really just I want to see him come out right after the match at Fastlane and be right there to challenge whoever wins it that night. That would be phenomenal. A really good way to kick off the final stretch up until Mania. But once again, it's just one of those waiting games, guys. We gotta wait and see what WWE wants to do with this. But until then, that was our Tuesday Night SmackDown review. I'm JG from the T.O.P. Once again, go ahead and follow us on Facebook at the Outsiders Podcast, Twitter at ClickPod, or follow me individually on Twitter at the Legend or at the Legend 958. I always want to say Legend Killer right there. Some of my old passwords and usernames. But guys, it's an absolute pleasure. Um, don't forget, check out the fire that Mr. Mean Dean is putting out right now. I think as of right now, he has a total of 5 of his A through Z pay-per-view reviews. Those are phenomenal. I'm really excited. I think he put out 2 to 3 more tonight. Those will be the first things I'm listening to in the morning when I get up and on my way to work, and actually when I get to work. So go ahead and check those out. Like always, guys, go ahead and leave us a like, subscribe if you like it. Regardless of how you feel about us, whether you liked it or you didn't, go ahead and leave comments. Any feedback is always helpful. And not only that, we just love interacting with you guys. Even if it's not what we want to hear, we always want to hear your opinion. Because let's be real, all we are is fans here talking about our opinions, our choices. I will be back a little later in the week. I think this Friday will be the first wrestler's bio. I'm gonna go off the one that I've been saying I was gonna get done for the longest. We're definitely gonna do it on Mark Calloway, aka the Undertaker, and once again, those will be out every couple weeks. Other than that, guys, stay tuned. T.O.P should have a roundtable soon. Hopefully, we can get Tommy Guns out there to get down with us, and just get the band back together. But until then, guys, have a great night and peace.